Hey man, if you gotta play a solo, you might have to do something like this. Here, let's say we're in the key of A, covering A, D, and E, 12-bar blues. For A, just lay your first finger flat on two skinny strings at the 5th fret. That's going to work with an A chord. Listen to this. Or this. Really, this is your A bar chord at the 5th fret, which has those two notes, the flat shape. Just lay your index finger flat and hit those with your pick. Did a little slide there. We're just grooving. When the band goes to D, you might think about the 10th fret, that good old bar chord, which has two skinny strings. Again, a flat shape at the 10th fret. So just take your index finger up to 10th fret and start rocking for a few beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to A, 5th fret. Here comes E, you know it's coming. You got lots of choices. You could just play two skinny strings open, which would be a part of an E chord. Back to A. Alright, you try it. I'll do the chords. Play your A, 5th fret. Go! Here comes the D, 10th fret. Go! Comes the E, go! Back to A. How'd you do? Did you miss a note? Did you choke? That's okay. You get the idea. Really simple. So I'm not saying this is the ultimate solo. It's more of a strategy to think about changing your notes with the chord progression while you're soloing. So you have to be aware of the chords, the chord progression, and the notes in those chords. Simple. Well, it might be a little overwhelming, really, but the idea is easy. What makes it easy are things like bar chords, which have the notes in them. So if you know your chords, A, D, E, or E, you're going to find the notes right inside of those chords. Let's do it a little different way. Let's do A, D, E. That's an A at the 5th fret, D at the 5th fret, E at the 7th fret. If you take the notes out of those chords on the two skinny strings, it's another gold mine. There's the A. The D is like this. You got the 5th fret, 1st string, and 7th fret, 2nd string. Little shape. That's part of the D chord. Back to A. The E is up here, like part of the E chord. Just going to take the two skinny strings, hit those. Back to A. It's better than just stumbling around on your scale. Scale is cool, the A minor pentatonic, whatever you're doing. We can use that, but knowing what we're talking about first is going to really help make that sound more focused. Alright, I'll do just a little more. Let's make it like A7. I'm going to change it up a little bit. A7, you can play it 20 different ways. No matter what you're thinking, it's probably not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking an A7 like this, which is your index laying flat at the 2nd fret. Let your A string be open, and then your ring finger or middle or whatever goes to 3rd fret, 1st string. So, we're just going to take the 2 skinny strings of that chord, which is 3rd fret G on the 1st string, 2nd fret C sharp on the 2nd string. There's a little angle shape, little crooked angle thing. You're going to hit that when the A chord's going. I suggest you hit these. When the band goes to D, you can do the same thing off of a D7 bar chord, which is a 7 on 2nd string, 8 on 1st string. Back to A7. E7 is a hunk of this bar chord, which is your 7 and 9, and pinky on the 10. We're just going to take those 2 notes, the 9 and 10 of the 2nd and 1st string. That's part of an E7 chord, which will sound awesome. Back to A7 down here. Now, I'm not saying this is the ultimate solo. I'm just trying to change the way you think about it. Versus, like I say, up and down the scale, you might hit some good notes, and you might hit some that really clash with the chord. I'm trying to train your ear to find chord tones. Chord tones are the notes of the chord, and you kind of want to hit those sometimes when you're playing over a chord progression. And they're going to change. It's like a moving target. You got to be ready to change. These are easy, easy shapes. Now, the 2 shapes we did were like this and like this. You can mix them together. You can mix hundreds of little shapes. That's what makes it fun. So we're just barely getting started. Check it out. Let's do an A like this. Flat shape, 5th fret. And then the D, remember that D7 we did? 2nd string, 7th fret, 1st string, 8th fret. So, here's A, here's D7. A, D7. A. E could be that E7 we did. D7. A. E7. There's a whole bunch more you could do. Like A, D7, A, E could be this. D7 could be this. A, E. So really we've got 2 different shapes, 3 chords, different places the E could happen. E could be open, or 12th fret, or you could even go to 17th fret for your A. Or down here for A7, which is your G, C sharp at the 15th and 14th fret. So you can really mix them up. That's all your A7 stuff from what I'm jabbering about. Let's see. Yeah. Here's the D. Your A. E. Oops, E is. D. So just mixing those 2 little shapes up, and you just got to know your neck, man. You got to know where an A is. A is 5th fret. D is 10th fret. E is 12th fret. If you don't have that figured out yet, you got a little homework to do. I want you to get those down so you're not wondering how this works. It's really simple. It's all going to be traced back to good old A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. B, C, D, E, F, G, A. B, C. There's no reason why everybody doesn't know that like now. That's very simple. So make sure you know your notes going up and down, at least the first string. Because that's kind of your anchor point or your reference point of where this stuff is happening. So I'm hammering you today a little bit, but it's really easy. I don't want you to waste your time sitting around wondering about if you should get graphite saddles or a bone nut, or if you should get a locking tremolo arm. Forget all that stuff. Learn your notes. You can geek out on all that stuff later. Most important thing are your notes. All right. So I'm going to do one more little solo. Now I'm going to mix in a few other shapes. Let me know how it's going for you. Hope you're doing great. Thanks.